Hello students, this is going to be your how-to video for your week 2 online lab using the Measuring Gizmo. The gizmo itself is titled Measuring Volume, and it's just going to have us using different types of tools and looking at different gradients, or we can call them ticks, on those tools in order to better understand the accuracy of the readings we can get, as well as being able to practice using that level of uncertainty with those tools. So you'll see that I am currently in the gizmo. You have this lever right here that lets you add water. You have a faucet, and then you have your tools within this cabinet. So to begin, you're always going to start with this 250 milliliter beaker. You just drag that down to your table. In order to add water, you have to put it under the faucet, and then you lift this lever up, and that allows you to add water at different rates. So the higher you go, the faster you get it. And if you only raise it up just a little bit, it fills very slowly. So you want to add a little bit of water, definitely for sure about 100 milliliters at minimum. But you can add however much you want here, because ultimately we're going to pour the water from the beaker into the cylinders. So when you are using the cylinders, you have a 25 milliliter cylinder here, a 50 milliliter cylinder here, and 100 right here. You can only bring 2 down. You can't do 3 at a time. So you can grab whichever ones you want to start with. And you'll see after I brought these down, these grayed out. So it's not going to let you get all 3. You have to just do 2 at a time. Now we're going to fill these up with water. And the goal is to try to get them to relatively the same. I'm going to go crazy because I don't want people using mine, because I won't take anything if you can't read it on the 50 or if you can't read it on the 25. So I went above 50 just for the sake of showing you how to use this. When you have your water in there, you want it to be relatively close to the same number. You are going to have to pay attention to the fact that you have a 25 milliliter graduated cylinder here. So you can't do like 30 or 40 because you're not going to be able to do that on the 25 milliliter beaker. So the amount that you measure out is going to have to be 25 milliliters or less. Now, if you have a sibling or friend in the course, your measurements or volume difference has to be off by at least 10 just to have different readings. Now, when you get your liquid put into your graduated cylinder and you're ready to look at it, you're going to grab this magnifying glass and you just drag it over what you want to look at. So in this case, I put this over the meniscus of my 100 milliliter graduated cylinder. The meniscus is just this inverted bubble. And remember, you always read from the bottom of the bubble. So I'm going to look right here. And then I would record my readings. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do with that because that's going to be your level of uncertainty that I'm having you practice. But just remember, you have to pay attention to your gradients. And then you always have to have a guesstimated value. And then you can click and drag this over the meniscus for the other one. And again, you're going to have less than this in it, but you'll read the meniscus of your 50 milliliter graduated cylinder as well. And you'll record that in your data table. You can put that back. And then when you're done using like one of these, or if you're done using both, it doesn't matter. Just make sure before you move it, you have your magnifying glass over like this and you take a screenshot. And the screenshot has to include the date and time. I won't take it without it. I've had way too many issues with cheating lately, so that way I can make sure it is being done during the proper quarter. So you can put one of your graduated cylinders back when you're done with it. You can grab this third one that I wasn't able to use and put it back into the table, and then that grays out these again. And now I would just do the same thing and fill these up to about the same amount that I had in the other two. But again, you have to pay attention or be cognizant that this only holds 25 milliliters, so I wouldn't be able to match my 50 here. And then you'll just drag your magnifying glass, put it over the meniscus again, and that's how you do your reading, and then you take your screenshot. So you're going to use that information to answer questions within the lab. If you have any questions while you're working on this, let me know. Just make sure you get your readings and your screenshots with the date and the time in there before you exit out of the gizmo. We're not using the gizmo for the second part of the lab, so this is just for part 1. once you get that information, you can exit out of it. Again, if you need any help, let me know. Otherwise, good luck on your online lab assignment.